Jonah had always been the quiet type. Not the kind who disappeared into the background, but the kind who observed before acting. He noticed things others missed. The way someone twirled a pen when nervous. The way I shifted when a lie lingered unspoken. The faint tension in someone's shoulders when they pretended everything was fine. And he had noticed. Liam was the guy everyone assumed was straight, charming, confident, effortlessly popular. He had an easy smile that made people feel comfortable around him. The kind of man who fit perfectly into the world's expectations. The kind who seemed untouchable. Jonah had seen him at weekly team meetings. Always laughing at the right moment. Always polite but distant. Yet there was something different about him. Something subtle. The way Liam's gaze lingered a little too long sometimes. The way his smile faded when he thought no one was watching. It made Jonah wonder. The moment happened on a Thursday afternoon. One of those ordinary days that somehow felt charged without explanation. Jonah was finishing his reports in his small cubicle near the edge of the office. He liked his corner. The quiet. The little plants on his desk. The way sunlight spilled across his workspace in the late afternoon. Then Liam appeared in the doorway, casual, unannounced, wearing his usual easy grin. "Hey, Jonah," he said. "Got a minute?" Jonah looked up, his heart skipping. "Yeah, sure." Liam leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "I need some help with the Henderson file. I can't figure out this spreadsheet." "No problem," Jonah replied, gesturing to his chair. "Show me." Liam moved closer, too close. Jonah felt a flutter in his chest. Irrational, maybe, but impossible to ignore. Liam smelled faintly of citrus, coffee, and cologne. His presence was magnetic. Jonah's pulse quickened without warning. They bent over the same screen. Their shoulders brushed. Just slightly. Jonah tried not to notice the warmth of Liam's arm beside his. He focused on explaining formulas and numbers. But the room suddenly felt smaller, charged, quiet, suspended in something neither of them named. "You're really good at this," Liam said softly. "I don't know how you understand all these numbers." Jonah felt heat rise to his face. I just take it one step at a time." Liam leaned back slightly and caught Jonah's eyes. There was something there, not teasing, not flirtation, something deeper. Curiosity. Trust. Jonah felt something open inside him. Something he had kept locked away for years before he could speak. A sudden knock on the door startled them. The moment shattered. Liam straightened instantly. Slipping back into his confident smile, "I'll take this back to my desk," he said lightly. "Thanks, Jonah." "Anytime," Jonah replied, swallowing hard, as Liam walked away. Jonah felt it. Something had shifted. The perfect image had cracked. And Jonah could see through it now. The rest of the day passed slowly. Jonah kept glancing toward Liam, watching him laugh, adjust his tie, furrow his brow when he concentrated. Nothing obvious. Nothing dramatic but different when no one was watching. Liam wasn't as untouchable as he seemed. That evening, Jonah stood by the window, watching city lights shimmer on the glass. He could still feel Liam's shoulder against his. A thought struck him. What if everything I think I know about him is wrong? A chill ran through him, and with it, anticipation. A week later, the office held its annual spring networking party on the rooftop. Food, music, laughter. Jonah dreaded it. Crowds drained him. Small talk exhausted him. But he had promised to attend, so he came early. He stood near the edge, holding a soda, pretending to scroll through his phone. That's when he saw Liam, leaning against the railing, drink in hand, laughing easily, perfect, untouchable. But Jonah noticed the details. Liam's eyes kept scanning the terrace, checking corners, glancing toward the exit, restless, tense. Jonah's chest tightened, then chaos broke out near the snack. Teb. Laughter. Someone slipping in the confusion. Jonah and Liam ended up near the rooftop bathroom alone. "You okay?" Jonah asked. "I'm fine." Liam replied quickly. His voice was calm, but it trembled. Just slightly, the crowd thinned. Silence settled between them. Heavy, Jonah cleared his throat. So, not too bad, huh? Yeah, Liam said. It's fine, but it wasn't. Jonah could see it. Without thinking, he said, You don't have to pretend with me. Liam froze. What do you mean? He asked carefully. I see you, Jonah said quietly. When no one's watching, you don't have to be what everyone expects. Silence. Jonah's heart pounded. Then Liam spoke softly. You're very observant. Not enough, Jonah whispered. Liam almost smiled. Almost. We shouldn't, he began, then stopped. Shouldn't what? Jonah asked. Liam looked away. Nothing. Jonah saw it. The nervous laugh. The trembling fingers. The cracks. You're hiding something. Jonah said gently, You don't have to hide it from me. Liam met his eyes. Fear, longing, conflict. I can't, he admitted quietly. Then tell me when you're ready, Jonah replied. I'll wait. Laughter drifted in from outside, distant, unimportant. A waiter appeared, breaking the moment. Liam straightened, rebuilding his walls. Drink, he asked neutrally. Jonah nodded, but nothing felt normal anymore as they returned to the crowd. Liam kept glancing at Jonah, not openly, not boldly, just enough to say everything. And Jonah knew one thing for certain. The next time they were alone, everything would change. Jonah's heart was still pounding from earlier. The stolen glances, the tension he couldn't shake, and then it happened. A sudden shout came from the kitchen. A tray of drinks tipped over, spilling soda across the floor. Without thinking, Jonah and Liam rushed forward to help. They crouched side by side, wiping up the mess. Their shoulders brushed, just slightly, but the contact sent a shiver through Jonah. Liam didn't pull away. Careful, Jonah whispered. I know, Liam replied quietly. There was something different in his voice, Sharpness, a hesitation. When the last cup was cleared, the narrow hallway leading to the bathrooms opened up. Liam paused and glanced toward it. You coming? He asked. Jonah hesitated. He wasn't sure why, but he followed. Being alone with Liam, away from coworkers and noise, felt dangerous and electric. The bathroom was empty. The fluorescent lights were harsh, almost cold compared to the warm glow of the party. They stood side by side, still damp from cleaning. Liam reached for a paper towel. His hand brushed. Neither of them moved away. Jonah's pulse spiked. Liam. Jonah began, searching for words. You're different than people think, Liam froze. He took a small breath and finally looked at Jonah, not with charm, not with confidence, with honesty. I don't know how to. His voice faltered. His hands tightened around the mop handle. Then he let it drop. Jonah stepped closer. You can tell me, he said softly. I'm not judging. I just want to know the real you. Why? Liam asked quietly. The hallway hummed with silence. Liam's walls were slipping. His eyes dropped to the floor, then lifted again. I've never done this before, he admitted. Not with anyone. Jonah's chest tightened. Done what? Not this, Liam whispered. Not letting someone see me? Not admitting I'm not the perfect straight guy everyone expects. Jonah swallowed. You don't have to be perfect, he said. Not with me. Silence settled between them, heavy, charged. Jonah took a cautious step closer. Liam didn't move away. Instead, he looked at Jonah with something raw in his eyes. Fear, vulnerability, longing. I'm scared, Liam admitted. Scared of being judged. Scared of losing everything. Jonah slowly reached out and placed a gentle hand on Liam's arm. Not too close, not intrusive, just enough. Then let me be the one you don't have to worry about, Jonah said. I want to know you. All of you. Liam's shoulders sagged slightly. Relief mixed with tension. You really mean that? He whispered. I do, Jonah replied. And in that moment, something shifted. Not through words. Not through anything inappropriate, but through trust. Through emotional honesty. Through connection. Liam exhaled. Shakily. I've never told anyone, he said. Not like this. You're safe, Jonah replied. With me? They stood there quietly, side by side. The harsh lights cast sharp shadows, but the tension between them had softened into something deeper, something real. Then a knock on the door startled them. Liam jumped and quickly straightened. We should go back, he said, calmer now. Jonah nodded, but he knew. This night had changed everything as they stepped into the hallway. Liam glanced at him. Something passed between them. A promise. A warning, maybe. Jonah's heart still raced, but for the first time in years, he felt hope. The next day, Jonah felt lighter and heavier at the same time. Lighter. Because he had seen the real Liam, the vulnerable man behind the confident mask. Heavier. Because now he couldn't ignore what he felt. Every glance at work felt charged. Every smile carried meaning. Every moment apart burned quietly. Jonah sat at his desk. Staring at his screen, numbers and reports meant nothing. All he could see were Liam's trembling hands, his slumped shoulders, his quiet confession. Then Liam appeared at his doorway. Hey, he said casually. But Jonah noticed the tension in his jaw, the hesitation in his step. Hey, Jonah replied softly. Can we talk? Liam asked. Not about work. Sure. They walked to the rooftop terrace, now empty in the morning sunlight. The city hummed below them, unaware of the storm inside their hearts. I can't stop thinking about last night, Liam admitted. Me neither, Jonah said. It's a lot. I thought I had everything figured out, Liam continued. Who I was? What I wanted now? I don't. Jonah stayed quiet for a moment. Then he said, You don't have to figure it out alone. Whatever you feel is okay. You don't have to hide from me. Liam's eyes softened. I've never done this, he said. Not like this. Jonah gently brushed his arm. I'm not going anywhere, he said. Whatever this is, I'm here. Liam studied him. Slowly, his walls crumbled. I'm scared, he admitted. If people knew, I could lose everything. Jonah squeezed his hand lightly. Then we take it one step at a time, he said. Together, Liam relaxed slightly. I don't know why, he whispered, but I trust you. Jonah felt warmth bloom in his chest. That trust meant more than anything. They sat quietly. Watching the city wake up, Jonah noticed everything. Liam's jaw easing, his eyes softening, the unconscious way his knee brushed. Jonah realized the truth. He didn't just like Liam, he cared deeply, even as their bond grew. The outside world remained rumors, pressure, expectations. One mistake could destroy everything. Jonah knew it, but he wouldn't walk away, because for the first time in his life, he felt something real. Something worth risking? Liam glanced at him again. Uncertainty. Still there, but so was hope. And Jonah was ready to face whatever came next. But something new now flickered in Liam's gaze. Possibility. The possibility that whatever this was, between them could be real. And maybe, just maybe, it was worth fighting for. The office had never felt smaller. Jonah noticed it the moment he stepped in on Monday. Morning, whispers, sideways glances, subtle smirks. They followed him down every hallway. He wasn't sure if it was paranoia or if someone had noticed how close he and Liam had been at the party. Liam arrived shortly after, looking calm as ever on the surface. But Jonah saw the truth. The tight jaw, the tense shoulders, the same vulnerability flickering behind his eyes when no one seemed to be watching. Jonah approached him quietly. You okay? He asked. Liam nodded slightly, his eyes darting around the room. Yeah, just rumors, I guess. Jonah's chest tightened in an office. Nothing stayed private. Not glances, not accidental touches, not quiet moments. And now, the thing that had brought them together was becoming a risk. "Do we—" Jonah hesitated. "Do we need some distance?" Liam shook his head immediately. "No, I can't do that. I can't pretend again. Not after everything." He gestured subtly, reminding Jonah of the bathroom moment. Jonah nodded. "Then we're careful," he said, quiet but honest, as the day dragged on. Every laugh in the break room felt threatening. Every coworker's glance felt like a spotlight. Jonah felt protective and afraid. At lunch, they found a small table hidden behind a partition. It wasn't much, but it gave them privacy. "I hate this," Liam whispered, pretending. Walking on eggshells? Feeling watched. Jonah covered Liam's hand with his own. "You never have to pretend with me," he said. "And if anyone questions it, we face it together." Liam gave a hesitant smile. "You really mean that?" "I do," Jonah replied. "I like you, Liam, more than I expected, and I'm not walking away." Liam blinked quickly, hiding the shine in his eyes. "I like you too," he admitted. "But this is complicated." Jonah nodded. Love rarely came without obstacles, and there seemed to come with many. That afternoon, Jonah noticed something troubling. Whispers in meetings, half-joking comments, pointed looks. One coworker lingered near Liam's desk. Whispering and smirking, Jonah's stomach twisted. He wanted to confront them, to protect Liam, but he stayed calm. Liam needed stability after work. They met again, on the rooftop. The city lights stretched below them, distant and quiet. "You handled today well," Jonah said. Liam shook his head. "No, you did. Just being there gave me strength." They stood silently. Jonah's hand brushed Liam's single quotes, intentional, comforting. Double quotes. "I don't care what anyone thinks," Jonah said firmly. "I want this." Liam met his gaze. "Then let's be careful," he replied. "But let's not run." The words felt like a promise, not just of attraction, but of trust, of loyalty, of courage in that moment. Jonah knew they had crossed a line that couldn't be undone, a line of honesty, of emotional truth they would face whatever came together. But the office had a way of turning private. Moments into public drama, Jonah felt it again the next Monday. Whispers lingering, looks, a faint smirk from someone he barely knew. Then he saw the note. A small piece of paper on his desk, no signature. Neat. Handwriting. "I know what's going on. Don't get too comfortable." Jonah's chest tightened. Fear and anger collided inside him. Someone was watching. He hid the note, not wanting to worry Liam, but when Liam arrived, his face was pale. "They're talking," he whispered. "Someone's spreading rumors. I think it's Sarah from HR." Jonah clenched his jaw. "Let's handle it together," he said. "We don't owe anyone explanations." "I know," Liam replied. "But my family, my past, my career. I can't risk losing everything." Jonah placed a hand on his arm. "Then we protect ourselves," he said. "But don't shut me out." It sounded simple. It wasn't. That afternoon, Jonah saw Sarah whispering again. Smirking, betrayal burned in his chest. Not just from her, from the whole system that punished honesty. That night, Jonah met Liam on the rooftop. The city glowed beneath them. "Why didn't you tell me she might be a problem?" Jonah asked. "I was scared," Liam admitted. "Scared you'd worry?" "Scared you'd think I couldn't handle it," Jonah sighed. "I can handle a lot. But not being shut out? We need trust." Liam nodded slowly. "You're right. I messed up." They stood, quietly. Tension hung between them. Jonah felt doubt creeping in, then Liam's phone buzzed. A message. Photos from the party. Not inappropriate, but suggestive. Their shoulders close, their eyes locked, easy to twist. Liam went pale. There, building a story, he whispered. Twisting everything. Jonah's heart raced, but he didn't hesitate. Then we fight it together, he said firmly. We don't hide. We don't apologize for caring. He looked at Liam, steady, certain. We're honest, Jonah continued, with each other, no matter what. Liam met his gaze, fear still there, but so was trust. And this time, he chose to believe. Liam hesitated, caught between fear and longing. Then he nodded. Okay. Together. Jonah reached out, brushing his fingers lightly against Liam's hand. Not in haste. Not in flirtation. In reassurance, and for the first time, Liam didn't pull away. Their bond had been tested. Rumors, betrayal, pressure. But that night confirmed what? Jonah already knew. Their connection was stronger than fear, still. As they walked back inside, unease lingered. The office wasn't finished with them. Judgment, whispers, and prying eyes could still threaten what they were building, and Jonah knew, though. Next test would be harder. The following week was unbearable. Whispers became questions. Jokes turned sharp. Rumors followed them everywhere. Jonah and Liam stayed close, quietly protecting each other. But tension hung in the air like a coming storm. It finally broke during a late meeting Sarah had arranged. Things so, their closeness could no longer be ignored. The manager cleared his throat. Jonah. Liam, I've heard some concerning things. Care to explain? The room felt smaller. Liam stiffened beside Jonah. For a moment, Jonah feared he might retreat. But then Liam took a breath. We have nothing to hide, he said firmly. I care about Jonah more than a friend, and we're handling this respectfully and professionally. Pride surged through Jonah. This was the real Liam. Honest, brave, vulnerable. The manager studied them, then nodded. As long as professionalism is maintained, I see no issue. Sarah looked frustrated. Jonah didn't care. They had stood together. Nothing could break that now. Later that evening, they stood alone on the rooftop. The city shimmered below them. I was scared, Liam admitted. Scared of losing everything. Scared of losing you, Jonah took his hand. You won't, he said. We're stronger together. Liam's eyes filled with emotion. I trust you, he whispered. Completely. I trust you too, Jonah replied. This time. The tension between them wasn't fear. It was closeness. Quiet. Electric. They stood near each other, breathing in sync. I've never felt this way before, Liam said. But with you, it's different. With me too, Jonah admitted. I stopped fighting it. Without another word, they leaned in, resting their foreheads together in a gentle, tender gesture of trust. I'm glad it's us, Liam whispered. Me too, Jonah replied. For the first time, the world felt calm. Weeks passed, the rumors faded. Life at the office slowly returned to normal. But for Jonah and Liam, normal meant something new. Shared smiles, quiet, jokes, lingering looks. They didn't need anyone else to understand. They knew, and that was enough. One Friday evening, Jonah waited on the rooftop terrace as twilight colored the sky. Liam arrived with 2 cups of coffee. Thought you'd need this, he said. Jonah smiled. You always know. They sat side by side, legs dangling. Watching the city glow, they laughed, they shared. Memories. They reflected on everything they had survived. I can't believe how far we've come, Jonah said softly. From that bathroom moment to this, Liam chuckled, leaning against him. I was so scared to be myself, he admitted. You made it feel safe. You were always worth it, Jonah replied. A breeze lifted Liam's hair. I never thought I'd let someone in like this, Liam said. But you changed everything. We changed everything, Jonah corrected gently. They fell into peaceful silence. No pressure, no fear, only understanding. As night deepened, Liam rested his head on Jonah's shoulder. "I think I'm ready," he whispered. "For what?" Jonah asked. "To face everything," Liam said. "As long as I have you." "Always," Jonah replied. The world felt small, just two hearts, steady, united, double quotes. "So what now?" Jonah asked with a smile. Liam grinned playfully. "Now we live fully and see where this goes." Jonah laughed softly. "I like that plan." The city shimmered below them. Whatever came next, they knew they could face it together because they had found something real, something rare, something worth protecting. And as Jonah held Liam's hand, he understood the truth. Love is brave. Love is patient. And sometimes it appears when you least expect it, even in the most ordinary places. They stayed there, hand in hand, knowing this was only the beginning of their story.